Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's presentation. I'm Dr. S.K. Singh, holding a PhD, and I'm glad to have you all here. Today, we are going to explore the sampling procedure of packaging materials. This is a crucial topic for ensuring quality and consistency in packaging. Over the course of this presentation, we'll cover the key steps involved, best practices, and important considerations. Let's get started and make this session both informative and engaging. Let's talk about why packaging materials sampling is so critical in our process. First, it helps prevent mix-ups and mislabeling, which are common issues that can lead to serious problems down the line. Ensuring that the right label goes on the right product is essential for clear communication and safety. Next, proper sampling guarantees that our packaging provides the necessary protection and stability for the product. This means the product stays effective and safe throughout its shelf life. Third, by thoroughly sampling packaging materials, we can avoid regulatory recalls. Mistakes in packaging are a major cause of recalls worldwide, and catching issues early helps us stay compliant. Lastly, effective sampling plays a vital role in protecting patient safety. When packaging is accurate and reliable, we reduce the risk of harm and ensure our patients receive safe, high-quality products. All of these points tie back to our overall goal: delivering safe, effective, and compliant products every time. Let's take a closer look at some of the key regulatory requirements we need to be aware of. First, 21 CFR 211.8 focuses on the testing and approval of components. This means that every raw material or part used in manufacturing must be thoroughly tested and approved before it's used in production. It's essential to ensure only quality components enter our process. Next, 21 CFR 211.122 deals with the control of labeling and packaging materials. Proper control here helps us avoid mix-ups or contamination, ensuring that the right labels and packaging are used for the correct products. Moving on, the EU GMP Chapter 5 on production emphasizes the importance of maintaining strict controls during manufacturing, including cleanliness, process validation, and personnel hygiene. These standards help us produce safe, effective products that meet international quality expectations. Finally, the WHO GMP guidelines on sampling and testing of materials highlight the need for representative sampling to accurately assess the quality of incoming materials. A critical point to remember is that written standard operating procedures, or SOPs, are mandatory before sampling begins. Having clear SOPs ensures everyone understands the proper procedures, maintains consistency, and complies with these regulatory requirements. By following these guidelines, we uphold quality and compliance throughout our production process, which ultimately protects patient safety and product integrity. Let's take a closer look at the classification of packaging materials. First, we have secondary packaging materials. These are the packaging components that do not come into direct contact with the product itself. Their main role is to provide protection during transportation and storage, and also to support branding and information. Examples include cartons, labels, inserts, and shippers. These help ensure the product arrives intact and are crucial for logistical purposes. Moving on, we have primary packaging materials. These are the materials that actually come into direct contact with the product. They are essential for maintaining the product's integrity, safety, and sometimes even its efficacy. Common examples include HDPE bottles, blister foils made of aluminum and PVC, glass vials, and rubber stoppers. These materials are designed to be compatible with the product, preventing contamination and preserving quality. Connecting this to our overall theme, understanding the difference between primary and secondary packaging helps us ensure that we select the right materials for both safety and efficiency. Proper classification supports quality control and regulatory compliance, which are vital in our industry. Let's take a closer look at some general sampling principles that are essential for ensuring the integrity of our process. First, sampling should always be conducted under a controlled area. This helps us maintain a consistent environment and minimizes the risk of contamination. Before we even start sampling, it's important to get approval from QA. This step ensures that everything is in compliance with our standards and procedures. Next, we need to be very careful to prevent contamination and mix-ups. Using clean, sanitized sampling tools is crucial here. This helps us avoid introducing any foreign substances or mix-ups that could compromise our samples. Labeling is also a key point. Each sample must be properly labeled with its status, whether it's under test, approved, or rejected. This clear labeling prevents any confusion later on. Finally, always use clean sampling tools throughout the process. This is fundamental to maintaining sample integrity and ensuring reliable results. All these principles work together to support our overall goal: obtaining accurate, uncontaminated samples that truly reflect what we're testing. Let's take a closer look at the sampling procedure for primary packaging materials. We'll start with an example of blister foil. When inspecting blister foil, it's important to check for printing clarity, ensuring the print is sharp and legible. We also need to verify the foil thickness to maintain consistency and quality. Pinholes are another critical point. Any pinholes can compromise the integrity of the packaging. Lastly, we must confirm the heat seal integrity, making sure the seal is strong and secure to protect the product. Now, moving on to the example of HDPE bottles. The process here involves randomly selecting containers based on the sampling plan we have in place. During inspection, look for any visual defects such as cracks or deformities. It's also essential to check the dimensions to ensure they meet specifications, along with wall thickness, which affects durability. Don't forget to assess cleanliness, as a clean container is vital for maintaining product integrity and safety. These procedures are key to ensuring that all primary packaging materials meet our quality standards, which ultimately supports the overall goal of delivering safe, reliable products to our customers. Let's talk about the sampling procedures for secondary packaging materials, starting with labels. It's essential to have a 100% reconciliation control in place, which means every label is checked thoroughly to match the order and the documentation. We also verify version control to ensure we're using the most up-to-date labels, avoiding any outdated information. Additionally, we perform overprinting area checks to confirm that any overprinted information is correct and legible. This level of control is crucial because printed materials require strict oversight to prevent mix-ups that could lead to significant issues down the line. Moving on to cartons, the process involves artwork verification, where we compare the actual carton artwork against an approved master copy. This helps us catch any discrepancies early. Color shade comparison is also important, ensuring the color matches the specified standards so there's no variation that could cause confusion. Barcode verification is another critical step. We check that all barcodes are accurate and scannable, which is essential for tracking and traceability. Lastly, we review printing alignment to ensure everything is correctly positioned, maintaining a professional and consistent appearance. Overall, these controls are designed to safeguard product integrity, ensure compliance, and support the quality standards we strive for in our packaging processes. Now, let's look at the sampling of printed packaging materials, which is a critical control point in our process. First, it's essential to compare the printed materials against the approved artwork. This step helps ensure that everything matches exactly as it should, avoiding any potential mix-ups or errors. Next, we need to verify specific elements on the packaging. This includes checking the batch coding area to make sure the batch number is correct and clearly visible. We also look at pharmacopoeial symbols, ensuring they are accurate and comply with regulatory standards. Additionally, regulatory statements must be checked for correctness and proper placement. Another important aspect is checking the sequential numbering if applicable. This helps confirm that the packaging sequence is correct and that no numbers are missing or out of order, which could indicate a problem. It's worth noting that this verification process often requires dual verification, meaning both quality assurance and production need to review and approve these checks. This layered approach adds an extra level of confidence that the packaging materials meet all required standards before they go out. Overall, these steps are vital for maintaining product integrity and ensuring compliance with regulatory requirements. They are a key part of our overall quality control strategy to deliver safe and effective products to patients. Now, let's take a closer look at defect classification. We typically categorize defects into critical, major, and minor. Critical defects are the most serious. They directly impact safety or compliance. For example, having the wrong product name or the wrong strength on a label can lead to serious issues. Missing mandatory warnings is also critical because it can pose health risks or legal problems. Moving on to major defects, these are less severe but still important. Things like smudged print or an unreadable barcode can cause operational delays or errors in inventory management. While they might not be safety hazards, they still affect the product's integrity and customer trust. Finally, we have minor defects. These are usually cosmetic issues, such as slight color variations. They don't impact the product's function or safety, but can influence the overall perception of quality. Understanding these classifications helps us prioritize inspections and ensure we maintain high standards across all levels. It's about catching the most critical issues first, but also addressing the minor ones to uphold our quality commitment. Let's take a closer look at the AQL, or Acceptable Quality Limit, concept. This is a key part of quality control that helps us determine whether a lot of products meets the required standards. Often, sampling plans are based on an AQL to make these decisions more manageable and efficient. For example, imagine we have a lot of 5,000 cartons. If we set an AQL of 1, that means we're willing to accept a small number of defects, up to 3 in this case, based on a sample size of 125 units. If the number of defects exceeds that acceptance number, the lot is rejected. If it's within that limit, it's accepted. This approach ensures that our quality decisions are statistically justified, meaning they are backed by solid data rather than just visual inspection. It helps us balance the risk of passing defective products with the costs and effort involved in inspecting every single item. So, in essence, the AQL-based sampling plan gives us a practical, reliable way to maintain quality standards across large production runs, connecting directly to our overall goal of consistent, quality products for our customers. Let's take a moment to review the key documentation requirements that are essential for maintaining compliance and ensuring data integrity. First, we have the sampling record, which documents every sample collection to ensure traceability and accountability. Then, there's the inspection report, capturing the details of each inspection performed, highlighting any deviations or observations. The COA verification is also crucial. It confirms that the certificate of analysis matches the product and meets quality standards. Additionally, attaching an approved artwork copy helps verify that labels and packaging are accurate and consistent. Lastly, the label reconciliation log is vital to track label usage and prevent mix-ups or errors. All of these documents are integral to maintaining compliance with data integrity principles, specifically ALCOA+, which emphasizes that data must be attributable, legible, contemporaneous, original, accurate, and complete. Ensuring these records are thorough and reliable supports overall quality and regulatory compliance. Remember, good documentation isn't just about meeting requirements. It's about fostering trust in our data and processes. Now, let's talk about storage and handling after sampling. First, it's crucial to reseal containers properly to prevent any contamination or spoilage. Maintaining the right environmental conditions, such as temperature and humidity, is also essential to preserve sample integrity. Don't forget to update the material status label to reflect the current condition or location of the samples. And if testing is required, make sure to transfer samples promptly to the QC department to ensure timely analysis. Moving on to common audit observations, we often see issues like the absence of an approved sampling plan, which can lead to inconsistent sampling practices. Uncontrolled printed materials pose a risk of using outdated or incorrect information. Also, failing to segregate obsolete artworks can cause mix-ups or accidental use, and incomplete reconciliation records make it difficult to track samples properly. To mitigate these issues, a strong standard operating procedure and SOP, coupled with rigorous QA oversight and comprehensive training, is key. By implementing these measures, we can ensure our sampling processes are reliable, compliant, and aligned with overall quality objectives. Let's wrap up with some key takeaways. First, packaging sampling is GMP critical, meaning it's essential for maintaining product quality and compliance. Every sample we take during packaging must be carefully managed to meet good manufacturing practice standards. Second, printed materials require strict version control. It's vital to ensure that the correct and most recent versions are used to prevent any mix-ups or errors. Third, using statistically justified sampling plans helps us make informed decisions about quality control, ensuring our sampling is both effective and efficient. And finally, maintaining comprehensive documentation is crucial for audit readiness. Having all records organized and complete means we're prepared for any inspections and can demonstrate our compliance at any time. These points really tie back to our overall goal of ensuring product integrity and regulatory compliance throughout the manufacturing process. For further support, please feel free to contact us. We're here to help if you have any questions or need additional information. Thank you so much for your time and attention today. We really appreciate your engagement and look forward to supporting you moving forward.